Hello Stampers, welcome to Make a Card Monday. Today we're going to be making this simple happy birthday card. I just love to make the black and white and just a hint of color cards. I just think they really pop and that they're just give a big wow. So are you ready to get started? Let's do this. So to start with, we're going to need a piece of thick Whisper white cardstock that measures 8.5 by 5.5. Now we're going to take this and just fold it in half. Now when I am doing my thick cardstock, I like to take my bone folder and do my crease even from the start. I just think when you tend to do it with your hands, it cracks along the fold a lot with the thick, so the bone folder prevents that from happening. We're also going to need a piece of basic black cardstock that measures 5.25 by 4. I'm going to go ahead and put my snail adhesive on it. And I'm going to adhere it to my card front. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside. Now my next piece is a piece of Whisper white cardstock that is going to measure 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so basically I'm just taking the front of the card dimensions and decreasing by 1/4 inch every time. Okay. So on this one to stamp, we're going to use the One for All stamp set that's in the current catalog. I love this stamp set. I think it is just great for so many different types of cards. But I'm going to use this today because I have a tip for you. Okay? And my tip for you is when you get your set of clear mount stamps, when you open them up, the piece of rubber and the stamps are all going to be one piece. Okay? And then what you do is you pop out all the individual stamps and then you tear the paper backing off of them. Okay? Now, a lot of people will take this piece that's just scrap now and throw it away. But what I like to do is I like to actually adhere it inside my stamp case. That way, when I go to put my stamps away, I have a nice place for each one of them to sit. Okay, and then I can also easily look at the back and see whether all the stamps are in the case or not. So that's my tip for you today. Okay, so we are going to be using the big happy birthday stamp. We're going to be inking it up with Memento Black. Okay, so I am going to, since it's a bigger stamp, I am going to actually take the stamp pad to the stamp. And sometimes I will even take it with the Memento Black and kind of twist it a little bit, and that just helps me get good coverage with my ink. Okay, I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it over, and I am just going to stamp it down here in the left corner. Okay, now a lot of times with the bigger stamps too, when you pick it up, the cardstock actually sticks to the stamp, and that's okay because on some of the bigger, bolder stamps, I like to then rub the back of it to be sure I get a good coverage. So there we go. Okay, now I'm ready to go ahead and adhere this to my card front. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this and bring back my card front and stick it down there like that. Okay. Now I'm going to punch a couple of daisies. So I'm just going to take some Whisper white scrap paper. I'm going to take the daisy punch. Now if you turn the punch upside down, you can see exactly when you have all your paper in there, and make sure you're not missing some petals by going off the edge. When it's upside down like this, you can see it perfectly to see what you are punching. So there are my two daisy flowers. Okay, going to take my liquid glue, my Tombow, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle. Take my daisy punch and I'm going to stagger it like that. Okay, now I'm ready for the center of my daisy. So I am just going to take my 1/2 inch circle punch and a scrap piece of Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to punch one out like that. Take my Tombow glue again, put a dab of glue in the middle, put my little circle right on top, and it is good to go like that. Okay. Now when I adhere it to the card, I don't want adhesive all over the back. I'm only going to want it in the middle because I want my petals to be free. So again, I'm going to take my Tombow, I'm going to put the adhesive right in the middle, And then I'm just going to stick it on the card. Now be sure that the petals stay within the boundary of the card so that it will fit into your envelope. Then you can kind of go through and lift up your petals a little bit to give your flower a little bit of pop, a little bit of wow. And there you go. There is my card for the day and my Make a Card Monday and my tip for the week. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.